All right, what is up, you guys? Let's see here. Let's get this going before I forget that too quickly. I had today. All right, what's up, guys? How you doing? Hopefully, you guys are chilling. We're ready to get rolling on the Bullseye. Trying to finish it out. I did 2 of them so far. I actually printed out 2 variations of them. It's not scaled right now. I was just trying to see how some of the textures are going to come out. That's pretty good. I doubt this is going to look. Oh god damn it! It's going to look very good. It's not going to focus. Yeah. Oh well. But I was trying to add a little more texture to the skin to make that pop out on top of the. At first, I wanted to add texture to the mask itself, but Bullseye's mask doesn't really have a lot of texture, so it looked weird. So I chose not to do so, and I wanted to put the texture into the skin itself, so that at least when you're painting it up, that skin texture got captured. So hopefully it helps a little bit more. Kind of like I took some inspiration from Hello, my name is Brian. He does great work. Some of that stuff, depends on your resin. If it's good resin and good quality, what's it called? Like good printer, you'll be fine. But otherwise, you might not. But it's all right. I prefer to have it than not have it. It does make a difference, especially when painting. Helps get kind of fill in the pores a little bit. It looks good. I've seen it done. Let's see. And then on top of that, on top of working on Bullseye this week, I was also in the between, so working on a Archangel collapse wing, which I will pull up right here for you guys to check out. Let's see here. There you go. Boom, right there. So you guys can. There's been multiple variations of his wings, and some people, some panels will draw it where the wings are pointing upwards, like the ribbing is pointing upwards. Other times they'll draw it where the ribs are pointing downwards. I kind of went with this in this situation where the ribbings were going upwards, kind of like this as well. So it just depends, but I'm working on trying to get it to work and plug in. The only problem is the way it plugs in. There's 2 holes to go into, and so I want to make sure it plugs in perfectly for that. Because if it was only 1 peg, it makes it easier, but 2 pegs, it's gotta be perfect. It's gonna probably require some sticky tack, possibly. So we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be going into that as well. Let's see here. Don't forget, guys, I have a bunch of the Kazar. Guys, see here, the Kazar fans. Those are ready to go. It comes with the here, pop it up right there. So you got the Kazar armband, and you've got the and then you've got the necklace there. And then I also have the dagger, which the dagger now fits in his hand perfectly, and also in the back as well. So no need to. I just hated the old dagger, which was way too skinny, and it fell out of his hands. So I made a new version. I painted it. Finally, I'm offering painted stuff for once. So, and then they seem to be selling pretty good. So if you guys are interested in that, please pick that up. It helps me out a lot, especially right now since work is slow as hell. So it definitely helped me out. Let's see, a couple things I picked up was off of eBay. I picked up a Nick Fury body because I picked with Kindly Hands. I didn't need anything else. I just needed the base body since I turned my other one into the LMD Nick Fury. So I didn't have a Nick Fury for either junior or senior. So picked that one up from eBay. I think it was like $28 after shipping and stuff. So that was pretty good. Definitely worth it. So if you guys are wanting to pick up my kit, the LMD Nick Fury thing, go to eBay. You don't have to pay for the whole thing. You can just get the the base body. You don't have to pay for the whole 3-pack, because I think that's getting pretty expensive nowadays. I haven't looked at it recently. I just overheard that that's pretty pricey. So just a heads up. Triple Toys, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? And Guy Jin, how you doing? Sticky tack might be a safer option in case the two sockets might cause some durability issues. Yeah, I definitely. It can plug in probably a little bit. I don't want it to be like completely like it's in there and it's in there, and it'd be hard to pull out kind of situation because it's thicker. I definitely don't want to prefer just sticky tack. It'd be the best option. Also, hi, how you doing? And your shadow, what's up, guys? I appreciate you three. You guys are always jumping in here, and then if Chris jumped in, we have our trifecta or our quadruple effect. But I appreciate you guys, each one of you guys for jumping in here. So yeah, Kazar sets are available, still printed and painted. If you want unpainted, you can get those. Clean them up yourself. I'm working on the Doom Throne still right now. It's in working on priming it and painting it up and stuff like that. It's going to be like all gold. I have to figure out how I want to do the back, because the back it's such a big piece that it's not going to fit properly on the bamboo printers at work. So I have to make sure I cut it up to where I can fit individual pieces on there and see how it goes. So stay tuned for updates on that, and I'm glad to show those off. Those are cool. That's pretty much it. I'm waiting to get my Daredevil head sculpts painted up, and then the new versions of these, the wall mounts, the Avengers, X-Men, and Batman ones. Yes, so those are coming soon. So be prepared. Expect to look out for those coming out probably tomorrow. I'm gonna go pick them up from Nico's tomorrow. We'll have something. And he should have a couple of things painted up for me as well. So that should be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to Craven being painted up, to be honest. Can't wait for that one. He's just sitting here on my thing, looking all dope. And he definitely needs to be painted up, and he's going to look fantastic. You get him with the Maximum Spidey or whatever you want, but he's going to look great into the diorama for sure. My display. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, let's jump into it here. Let's see here. This up the side. Present. Share screen. Share. Alrighty. So this is one of the references we've got going on right now. This is going to be, I'm in the process of it, trying to make like a sniping face in a way. Aim here, me down this side or something. I don't know. Nico was recommending I because he's the one who's always helping me paint these things, and I've offered what expression does he want to see? And he wanted to see like a sniping with the tongue out. So I didn't know how to do the tongue out part first. I'm waiting for more information about that reference images, so maybe we'll get that today. But then we had the mouth looking as is here right now, because kind of like with a wink, you kind of like, you're kind of bringing your mouth up a little bit. So I did so there. So that may or may not stay the same as it is right now, but we'll see. But these are what we're currently looking at for our two current expressions that we have ready to go. So we've got the wild smile. So you got the big grin with open eyes. And then you've also got the gritted teeth, angry eyes. You got the more determined eyes, gritted teeth. What we're going to try to also work on is the gritted, not gritted. No, a smile. We're going to do a smile, not as large as this one, kind of a little bit thinner, and then with the determined eyes. So it won't be as open and wild as this one's, but it'll be more like, probably more like, not so much like squinty as this, but it'll be good. So we're going to work on those for the expressions today. We're pretty close. We got almost everything. And then the last thing I'd like to do is possibly, we're going to do a stoic one, which is going to be pretty simple. And then we're going to do the full mask ultimate look. We're going to try to get that going. So let's see what we can accomplish today. And then all these will be available on Friday. And then I'll just get these all printed out. All right, so we're not going to focus on this one for now. Let's jump into getting the that smile one. Let's duplicate. Let's see, we'll type it determined smile. This, we're going to duplicate that. This I always thought was kind of like a cool effect when they're overlapping each other, and when one is a little bit different than the other, you get this kind of effect, and it looks interesting when it's rendered. And I wonder if that can help. Maybe I can mess with that to get some a rendering effect into when I make the renders at the end. Maybe I can make something cool with that. I don't know, but it's just something interesting I found that works with this blue and black. Looks really good. All right, so let's call this one determine smile. And then let's change the color. Let's turn off typing out. We're gonna leave the teeth in there because we do want this smile. Alrighty, so let's get this going. How you guys doing? What you guys do anything cool for Memorial Weekend? Anything interesting for you? Pick up anything cool? I did end up going to see Lilo and Stitch. I did like it. I've got some opinions on it. I can go talk about my opinions on that. I'll go into that in a bit here. Let's see. Let me make this go a little bit here. So we want smile. Oops. Gotta resorted this brush. Leave it. Alright, so we don't need it to be full bottom teeth. We don't need too much craziness in here. We just need a little bit. But we do need this to come out. Let's go. Bring this down in. And let's bring this back. Kind of like that. So not look as derpy. Let's mask out this area here. Just up. Cool. And then last thing I want to try to get into this detail wise. I want to try to get this. Nice. Wait, a little bit. Here. Okay, and then let's make sure the top is masked. And then let's pull this out a wee bit. Maybe this doesn't need to be so thick. So I think it's okay. We'll leave it like that for now. We'll go into the details there in a second. I know it's gonna look very weird right now. It's gonna so derpy looking. Let's see here. I think I have to pull the. I think one of the main things is what we're gonna do is bring this area in, create the teeth. Then let's also get Dynamite for this, so it get that geometry back that we kind of lost. Nice. Okay, so we need to move. Let's get brought down a wee bit. And then this can be up. Let's this area back out. Very nice. Alrighty, cool. So yeah, I don't know. You guys ever watched the original Lilo and Stitch? Let's go talk about that for a second here. I'm pretty big into animation, especially Disney animation. I love it, and Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorites. So of course, I was going to watch the live action one. What I was seeing from the trailers, totally great. Looked. The humor was spot on. Still was in the movie. I still loved everything they had humor-wise. Made us laugh a lot. There was a couple of changes they made in there from the live-action one, taking out the end two, which meant there was not really that big villain. So how that get filled in was basically with Jumbo. Jumbo was he didn't get redeemed, which that kind of sucked a little bit. But also the fact that it was Zach Galifianakis' Jumbo that really kind of felt like bad casting to me. I did not like his voice. He didn't add anything to the way he was being played. He wasn't trying to be played as something funny. He was the villain in the story. He didn't have any redeeming qualities about him. So it's like, why did you choose Zach Galifianakis as your villainish character? You know, why not do somebody that has a little bit more oomph in their voice and stuff? I don't know. It just seemed very odd to me, and it didn't mesh well for me in the movie either. Like, if it would have worked for a reason, that's fine, but it didn't. I didn't get that. It didn't feel right to me. The other thing was the reason that the director gave for not working on Gantu is they were trying to push the narrative of the sisters being together, and that's pretty good. It came across well, and I loved it. And some people, it feels like they didn't even watch the movie because they keep complaining about how Nani is giving up Lilo. And she's not. They introduced a new character of Tutu, which was it didn't exactly say what her relationship to David was, but David was living with her and they're neighbors, so they're across the street and they were good people. They're still part of their. She even mentions she's still part of her Ohana. You know, they're family. It's not like she. So, anyways, Lilo got, in order for Nani to go to off to college that she put off in order to take care of Lilo. She, in order to pay for everything that's going on, she released him to the state, but the state, it's not like she's going into foster care of some who knows what down the street. It was literally to their neighbor that they've known their whole life. So and then she goes off to UCSD for marine biology, and it's like, and it's not a big deal because she has a portal gun. That was one of the new weapons that they introduced in this series as well, is the portal gun, for basically that reason, so she can portal back home. And everybody's bitching, complaining. It's like, Nani would never have done this, Nani would never have done that, and it's like, well, they never had Tutu in the original animation. They never had that kind of person to be there with them. And it just, it changes the landscape a little bit here. And everybody's over here getting on Nani's case, and it's like, oh my god, people, come on. Did you not even freaking watch the movie? I don't know. It just irks me when it people are trying to come up with a case of like Nani's a bad sister when she made the right choice. Sacrifice now for later. But yeah, it's just the fact that she's not going to the goddamn random person of the state. It's not what it's like. I feel like I need to get this smile a little bit further back. Let's do that. Let's widen that. Let's widen here as well. Yeah, Gaijin said personally can't stand Galifianakis. Yeah, I don't blame you. He's okay in some things, but like I never cared for like the Between Two Ferns, that kind of humor. That wasn't for me. But it was always funny when the actors are trying to was jumping onto on Galifianakis' ass. I forgot who it was. I think it was Brad Pitt that did a take with him, and then he's like chewed the gum. It was chewing gum, put it down. I don't know if Galifianakis they picked it up, chewed it, put it back, and then Brad Pitt picked it up and chewed it again or something like that. I don't know. It was wild. But yeah, that was an interesting one. Yeah, but I definitely would have preferred a better voice for Jumbo. Everything else was good. They didn't do the whole completely cross-dressing thing. Like they of course went the route of they're in human disguises, so they don't have to do CGI constantly, which is fine because the CGI was very, very odd for the aliens. Like I don't know, especially Bleakley. I mean, he still was very like cross-dressy in a way. Yeah, he was just very gay. So we got the smile. Let's stop right there for a second. Oh, you know what? yeah, do add the detailing of the smile. But overall, the movie, I'd probably still give it like an 8 out of 10. It was a good watch, good comedy, good. I like the sisterhood story that they're trying to really push, and it worked well. Lilo, that actress for Lilo, was fantastic. Loved her. She was adorable. Nani did great. Even David was pretty spot on for as little as he really had. You didn't really see too much of their interaction with Nani and David, but it was still there, as faint as it was. Let's go. All right. Okay, let's bring this down. Sure. Merge these two, so move them together. Merge down. Oh wait, no, cancel. That's scary. Merge down. Okay. All right. Cool. That way, when I grab the top, you can grab the bottom as well of the mask. Let's mask out 9. So we're not hitting any of that. All right, cool. So let's take the move. Bring this down. And then let's do detail. Try to crank out this as much as possible. Oh, Jesus. I really took a lot out of it. Let's see here. Let's go a wee bit more. That's good. And then let's go here to the clown form. And just make it a little bit there. Then here. Wow. So here as well. I don't know. That doesn't look too good there. Oops. Okay, let's go back a wee bit. How's that look? Okay, that's not too bad there. Let's try to get this not so like rounded. We're gonna get that straight. Let's go here. You know, also I was reading some comics, reading X-Force, and I was also reading a little bit of the Hulk series, the Jeff Loeb and McGinnis, and that's when lots of the X-Force made me want to do the Archangel, especially with the figure coming out. And then with the Maximum Hulk, I don't like any of the head sculpts that were coming out with it. You know, they got the one Ed McGuinness Hulk. I just didn't like that it's different styles for for each head expression. So I want it all one single one. So I'm going to be working on Ed McGuinness Hulk in the future, probably after we finish up Blind Spot and Muse. So be prepared for that. Yeah, so we'll probably do the Ed McGuinness Hulk in the following week after whichever one we end off with, either Blind Spot or Muse. Hot Cheeto Fingers, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. How you doing? Good job, man. You guys haven't seen Hot Cheeto Fingers. He's been doing some good work over there and printing out some. Would you have like a donut violet plume and like a creepy looking Gengar over there? That came out good, man. Was that something you sculpted or just something you found and printed? I mean, for an FDM printer, it was looking pretty cool. Got this here. Let's bring this detail in a little bit more. Yeah, maybe like that. So I just started learning how to sculpt. Those were my first. Awesome, man. Yeah. Just as long as you're keeping your polygons clean, and when you're printing it out, it's not so like you don't see the polygons. I think a lot of the beginning artists leave it with very polygonal looking. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but it's not as crisp and smooth. So I would just keep an eye out for that. It makes your sculpt look much more better when it's nice and clean. Especially for people that print it straight out of the printer, and they don't try to do any cleaning on it. Or for the people that are trying to clean, it makes it much easier on their life. They don't have to sit there and take out a lot of that by sanding it out. Because I've seen a bunch of models that they don't go hard enough on the subdivision that it looks clean. Maybe it's the limitations of the software. I don't know, but I just know that for me, I always want to make it as clean as possible. And that's one of the things I always noticed. Thank you, brother. We're trying to see what we can do for Bullseye here. I'm looking forward to putting this against my my Daredevil for sure. I'll probably take that wide-eyed Devious Smile one, and maybe I'll battle damage it up a little bit, and we can print that up, or paint if it gets painted up with the blood in the mouth, kind of like that, to match with that Daredevil that I made. That'd be pretty dope. Puppy, why do you choose now to play? Let's see. I'm trying to get a little more of this. I guess I gotta get a little more of this thing out. Let's go a little bit deeper here. Let's move this out. A little hard. Hold on. Let me see. Take this. I could just take this area. There you go. So that way I can get into this area. let's see how it looks with the teeth there. Okay, that's better. Let's see. I guess I can try to get a little bit more here. So let's try to go brush, mask, lasso. Let's blur this a little bit. So, how'd you know, Fingers? If you're still in here, what's the next sculpt you're working on? Are you doing another Pokemon? Another crazy looking Pokemon? My recommendations would have to be, of course, Charizard. This is my first. Then Umbreon's my second, and then Houndoom. Those are my 3. My cards right there. And if you want to go crazy, my 6 are Alolan Marowak, Tyrantrum, and Salamence. But I know Gengar is a good choice. Well, people dig Gengar as much as they do like Mewtwo and Charizard. Can't go wrong with any of the 151s. Oh, Marshadow? Okay. Very nice. I know black and white Pokemon are going to be pretty popular, or probably going to be a big thing right now because you've got Legends ZA and the new Pokemon TCG. It's going to be called Black Bolt, White Flare. It's going to have all of the Gen 5 Pokemon? Kalos? Not Kalos. Unova. So all the black and white Pokemon are going to be in that one. I think that's going to be a big one. So set your sights on that probably. I feel like that's going to be helpful. If you decide to like make anything. What Pokemon are from that? Is that... I feel like, was that Greninja? I think that's the Froakie line, and I know that's a pretty popular one for sure. The Greninja. That's not too shabby there. Okay, let's go. Give it a wee bit. Here in the eye. Go. Alright, let's go B. Defense. Oh no, wait, no. It's not right. Bronze. On brush. Alright, there we go. It's not too bad. Let me see. Let me try to look at. Stop, Snips. High pitched whines are killing me. I know you just want to play. Got our toy in her mouth. Yeah, once they show all the new Mega Evolutions, I'll have to try and do some of those. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to all the new Mega Evolutions for sure. I want to hope that some of my Pokemon can get a Mega Evolution finally. Like Salamence already has a Mega Evolution, where it basically turns into a UFO. Houndoom has a Mega Evolution. Would it be crazy if like the Umbreon, like all the evolutions had a Mega Evolution on top of those? Man, that'd be wild. Charizard has a great one. I love. It's like I like both of them because I like that Charizard X gets a. God damn it! It gets the Dragon type evolution. It get Dragon typing, and then but the Y one, I love being able to use the Y in battles. You Mega Evolve it, it becomes automatically Sunny Day, and then you can use a Solar Beam on Blastoise or something like that. And usually my Charizard has a high speed, so I can out hit anybody that it's like throws out a water Pokemon at me, and it was powerful. I could do a turn one Solar Beam and flatten everybody. I feel like let me try to push this thing in here a little bit here. Hold on. I feel like I need to push this back a little bit more. Where that. Let's go in here and kind of try to fix this up a little bit. Let's do this. Yeah, that's fine. What do you guys think here? How you feeling? Does that smile look a little off to you at all? Let's go here. This is where I always need you guys. I need people in my chat so I can helps me see what I can't see. Let's go. Plate. Bring down the intensity here. There we go. Okay, so that's not too bad. Let's go back to the detail brush. Let me know if there's already too much evolution hype. Oh, I know. If you throw evolutions at people, they get too crazy. Just look at prismatic evolutions, man. I don't know. I didn't care for any of the. I mean, Umbreon's one of my favorites, but I still don't like any of the prismatic cards. I don't like the terrestrialization. It doesn't do anything for me. It's kind of a stupid look to me. Mega evolutions are the best gimmicks for sure. I like the gimmicks for. Oh shit, I forgot to split this. For Galler with the Gigantamax, it wasn't too bad. I liked when they did the they're bigger. Sometimes they had different forms. They kind of look different, not just a bigger version of themselves. I like that. I like it when they change the looks a little bit. But the Thrashel was stupid because nothing changed other than they have a headdress. Basically. They didn't do too much for it. They could have done a little bit more for that. Split hidden. Okay, let's go geometry. Crank it up a week here. Go a little bit more. 100. There we go, that's better. Yeah, Machamp looked badass in Gigantamax. Yes, indeed. It was funny to get see the fat PPQ. Okay. Alright. I think it's not too bad. Maybe this. I think this bottom part of the mouth can come up a little bit more. I don't know. Is that enough? Yeah, that's slight enough. It's like we got that, and then we've got this. So we still got the determined eyes with a slight smile, and then you got the wide eyes and the even bigger smile. He's ready to fuck somebody up, or he already has, and he's gotten the shit beat out of him, and he's pushed Daredevil to his edge, and he's laughing at it. That's that right there. Boom. I feel like I might go in there and push this a little bit more in. Maybe that's what I'll do. Kind of like how I did this one. I never really liked how this one was looking, like how much of this bump between the two is. It doesn't feel right. I think this needs to be a little bit further in. So we'll hit that. Let me go back in there. That. So let's go with gritted teeth, angry eyes, wild smile. Okay. Turn those on. Turn these off. I gotta turn off the texture I put on there. There we go. Okay, so 2. That's got this. And seeing these the smile, that's how I felt with the Craven. Is like, oh, this looks so good, and I cannot wait to see this thing painted up, because it's cool to see it printed, but once it's painted, it really brings it to life. I feel like nobody cares enough until it gets painted. Like all my stuff that I do, like it doesn't get enough love until it gets painted up. It sucks because I can't can't paint that very well, so I have to rely on others to help me get to that point. But it's all right. Here we go. Maybe this push helps a little bit here too. Let's clean up this edge. Go clean here. I think it's better anyways. I think it's better that there's a gap here. It does help a lot. I think that is better. What do you guys think? Is that better? There between, yeah. So you got that. It's a little bit closer, but it's a bigger difference. Come on. I don't want to say it right now. Whatever. Give me time to take a swig. Yeah, it's now a little bit less out there. I think that's better. Maybe I'll add a little bit more to this area. Okay. Well, that was okay actually. But I didn't like it, but it's okay. Okay, we're gonna leave it like that. I think that's good enough. So let's go back to the noise. Before I do that, make sure I select that. To get the noise, go to surface, go to noise. Give me one second, I gotta get my phone because it'll automatically redo it. And when you're doing noise, it matters on the scale. If you're going to re-put in the same numbers, make sure it's also, what's it called? ZBrush scale unified. So scaling matters a lot in this situation. So let's see here. All right, so we need to put this to 0.05524 because I can put in this number, and if it's not scaled or not UV mapped the same way as I did originally, it's not going to be the same outcome. So it matters a lot. Okay. Light mesh. Even that it's not the same as it was before. Man. Change it 0.05524. Yeah, I might have to do this later because I think it needs to be. I need to UV map it again I didn't have, and that's a long process. I'm not gonna say here and do that because it's literally just computing. It's gonna take up too much time in the stream. But let me double check that it's not. Where's my UV master? Okay, cool. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's unwrapped. Otherwise, some of these will be opened up anyways. All right, so we won't deal with that for now. Turn that off. We'll come back to that. But yes, that's how I get it to have this texture applied everywhere onto it. For when you print it out, you can fill in some of these pores here, and it adds to the texture of it. But again, if you don't have like a nice 8K printer, or even your settings aren't dialed up enough, you're not going to see that enough. Especially if it's just you're looking at the print itself. Once you paint it up, you'll notice a little bit more. All right, so let's go okay, we fixed up the wild smile. That's great. Let's take a look again at the determined smile. Smile. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. We can maybe let's see if we take some asymmetry here. Oh no, I can't do that because it's got a thing up here. I can, but let's see here. Let's go split, merge down. Cancel that because we want to merge down from up here. All right, so let's try that. See what happens. I don't think it's what I want to do. I'm trying to. It's not exactly what I'm wanting it to do, but it's close enough. Oh, also, I need to come back in here and fix up some of this sculpting here, because I don't want it to leave it like that. That doesn't look good. Let's go here. Let's turn off color so I can see it better. Okay, let me go back to. I think I have to make sure the brush is not doing the back. Not working very well. Man, that does not look good at all. Okay. All right, let's not swap. Let's merge it down. Actually, let's take this. I'll take that, and now I will play build up brush on here. So that way we can mess with only this piece here. Why is it not letting me do what I wanted to do? It's a little bit weird here. Let's do standard brush instead. And let's do the same thing. We'll make sure the mask, back face masking. Let's see if this behaves any better. Okay, that's not bad. Do the same thing over here. Okay, let's go back here. Oops. Alright, cool. Alright, that should be fine. Turn off that. Go. So when I printed it out, I realized it can't really see much of that detail anyway, so this should help pop a little bit more. Let's go here. Oops. I need to put symmetry back on. Cool. How'd you do fingers? If you're still in here, what are you using to sculpt with? Is it like a CAD software, or is it like Nomad Sculpt for the iPad or something? Blender. I gotta learn Blender a little bit. But what I want to do is, I have trouble. For some reason, my computer doesn't want to like add some things, and I tried downloading Shaper 3D, and it just doesn't want to add it. But I do want to add that. I need Shaper 3D so I can start doing like CAD files for when I make these wall mounts. It makes it a little bit easier and cleaner. I have a way to do it in ZBrush a little bit, but it's sometimes not as clean when I want to take a 2D vector and bring it out. I really have to rework it. Too much dog hair, I swear. Nomad Sculpt. Okay, cool. I haven't got too much use out of it. Claire, that Nomad Sculpt was the thing you had on your iPad, right? Okay. I'm not a big fan of Nomad Sculpt because you don't. I mean, at least on iPad, the way I was using it, because I didn't have the access to my keyboard for hotkeys, I didn't like going and to swap between things. I did, draw size. Everything is much better with the keyboard and touchpad here. So I kind of like that more. Yeah, you gotta get to the shortcuts. Let's go here, click build up. Face mask. Okay. Let's see here. I didn't quite like how it was. Let's try to get it. A little bit bigger here. But yeah, watching you use ZBrush, it looks like a much smoother process, but it's probably because yeah, honestly, fucking ZBrush took a while to learn. There's a lot of shit you gotta a lot of things, all of this interface, there's a lot to learn. It's only because I know what to pick from that I'm able to streamline my stuff, but there's a lot for sure. So I think this is okay. Through the side here. Hubby, you gotta stop with that, I swear. Such a dick. She didn't want to walk? Oh. There she is. You're such a butthead. I hate that Sniffs, no, like my pup. She'll sit there. She wants to play, and I want to pull on the dog, pull the dog toy with her, but she then runs away with the dog toy to make you go into the middle of the carpet with her to get off the couch or off my chair. And I'm like, too damn smart. She's like, you gotta try a little harder there, Dad. Add lines for the mouth. Honestly, little details you can add into your sculpt helps a lot more, especially in the paint process. You may not see it in the sculpt too much, but once it hits paint, you'll notice a lot more. Alright, we got it. Alright, so I think that one's okay. Pretty simple here. Go, let's extend this a wee bit. Uh-oh. That's not good. I'll do standard brush instead. See, do I still have the masking on? I do. Is that a bad thing? Maybe. Okay, we're out. We're okay, actually. That popped up a little bit too much. Let's go here. Let's get a little bit of white down here. Let's just extend that a little bit more. I want to try to fill in this area. I don't want to add too much, push this out, but we do want to make sure we're pushing it in. And then if I go in here, do detail brush, turn off symmetry, and then we can kind of throw in very slight curve in here. Is that? It's not horrible to say. I'm not feeling it though. I think it's just because the bottom isn't as rounded out. Something like this might be better. Okay. I don't know. I feel like that might be it's portraying too strong of I think we're good with just that. Because before, I think it's doing too much. Maybe I don't attach it to the bottom here. Maybe just leave it like that. There we go. Finally doing some work on my life-size glade. Nice. Yeah, man, that was a lot of filament. How many rolls did you end up going through on that one? Did you keep that track of that? So what part are you like almost finalizing? Finally doing some work on. Oh, you're just doing finally getting back. Not like you're doing the final work on it, but coming back to it. What are you up to now? I mean, have you primed it yet? Sand it out. I have a friend at work that's working on a big statue kind of project, and he's the one that's always been the person that after I printed things out, he takes and cleans them up. And so he's got a big statue made, and then he's working on cleaning it up and gets it nice and smooth. So yeah, if you can do your best to clean that up with some either buy some Bondo and or a bunch of sandpaper, or there's this thing called XTC 3D, I think it was. It's like you can apply it by brush and it helps smooth out areas. It's kind of like, I feel like it kind of does like what acetone does to it, where it melts it a little bit to a fine degree and makes it a lot smoother. So maybe that's something good to think about if you're deciding to do so. I wish I kept track of how much filament I used. Well, it was a lot though. Right now I'm filling seams. I actually primed the lower half a little while ago. Nice. All right, so we got this here. We're at 916. Let's see how far we can get on the ultimate bullseye look. Let's see if we can mess with that real quick. So let's take the base. Then we're going to duplicate that. Ultimates. Okay, let's turn on determine smile. Actually, let's break that apart back up. Group splits. Okay. All right, we got ultimate. We don't need the teeth, so let's turn off the teeth. All right, now this is gonna be a lot of smoothing out. So I think for this, turn off the eyes as well, but we can leave on the bullseye part. So this requires to fill in this gap. This came out pretty good. Okay, so let's keep this smooth out here. I'll leave this like that. Let's see here. Let's bridge up the nose. Need that there. Mouth. And we don't need the chin. So all this will be bridged away. Looking very like mummy looking. Let's bring this in. And let's garnish this. Very nice. Okay, and then widen this area out. And I believe it was Ender Shadow that was requesting this Ultimate Bullseye, so hopefully you're watching, buddy. Whoever requested it. Okay, so we go here, up this edge. We don't need this to be so. Take that chin, the inside of the chin away a little bit. Okay. Out. Didn't have too much over the ears, I guess. But you just have something on toward the bottom here. Let's see if I can have somebody show you guys here. This is what we're working off of right now. You know what? I can real quick. Let me set that up for you guys to look at while I'm doing this. It takes a second. What to do? Come on, aren't you doing something? What the hell? Maybe not. He doesn't want to be doing it, I guess. Alright, maybe I shouldn't do that for now. Alright. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that's what we're going to be working on. Okay. Alright, so we want the mouth to be a little bit more. I feel like the nose can be widened a little bit more as well. Let's nice that a little bit. It's kind of like a muzzle-ish way. But this part here, so there should be a little bit that comes here. So I need to add a better, smooth, stronger brush. There we go. That can help me a lot easier. Get back out. All right. Get a little bit sharper. Okay. All right. So we go to detail. Let's see. Is the brush? Okay, it's not. Okay. Then go. Let's see. Where does this need to go? Try to find the. Kind of hard to see it when it looks the same here. Let's see. Here. Okay. And then go here. Something like that. And he's got something like down here as well. Let's try to see if we can figure that out. Maybe go smaller in this situation. There we go. My orb cracks. Maybe I shouldn't do this one, but yeah, maybe not. I just played around with it, see how it feels. Let's see how this one does. It's not bad, but I think I want this curve brush, and I just need to turn the lazy mouse up a wee bit, so it's a little bit better to control. Okay, so let's go here. If I hold shift, I can choose where I want it to go. Bam, like that. And then that. Go up to about here. Then we'll go here to over the ear. Okay. So we've got that. Let's go back to detail. Let's see, that doesn't look too great. Come up here. Ah, what the hell? Then the eyes. So for the eyes, I think I will do a additional large eyeballs here. So we can do duplicate, rename this one ultimate. Okay. So they're there. Then we want to see where we want this to look. They're not so much eyes, but they're more like lenses. Hachiro Fingers, I stream every Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific time till about 10, and then I dip off. Yeah, every Monday. I work on two things. I mean, take 2 weeks to work on something. At the end of the second week, I posted on my uncannysculpt.com. And then sometimes I do stuff within a week. Like next week, we'll be doing Muse or Bloodsport, and that should only take me a week. When there's more expressions and a little more intricacies, then it takes me a little bit longer. Or if I don't have enough time. So yeah. You know. Here. Here. There we go, something like that. Let's take this and do carve this. Go. All right, so let's do animation. Try to clean that up. Go back to the regular smooth brush. This is too much right now. Try to get this sharpness back out of this. am I going to get that sharper edge? Let's go here. Change this back. Up. Okay. Not too bad here. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna make a little. Kind of looks like it has a patch near his ear. I don't know. Can't really tell what the hell is going on with the ear. Might as well look into it a little bit more harder. But I think we're gonna have put something over top of the ear in this area. So let's go instead of the skin. Let's do. Whoa. All right. So instead of the skin, let's go back to the oops. Like that texture, color, show object. And we'll go a little bit more on the bluer side. Ah, man, see, it's like I don't like doing the blue because then it just becomes very, barely tell. Go a little bit higher. That's close. A little bit there. I think that's better. Not too shabby. Here's your ultimate bullseye. Let's fix this nose area. And then here, let's do. That, and then do let's do a little more here. let me see if I can clean up this kind of edging here. It's left over from the chin. Let's bring that in a little bit. There we go. All right, not too shabby. All right, so take this. Let's divide that, make that smooth. Then I think I need to move this come up a little bit more. Okay, and then I think this needs a little bit more of a shelf here. So let's try to add a little bit more here. And we'll let that bleed into here. Not bad. It's better. All right, let's do a soft version. There, come out from here, boom. So too much, let's bring the intensity down. Something like that. Into the bridge. There we go. Sharpen that up a little bit. And then let's go in back into here. I'm going to sharpen this back up. Okay. Do this. I see a slight curve right here, and I kind of want that a little bit straighter. Not too bad, not too bad. I think this looks pretty dope. Did this. All right. I think we're good with that as is. Only thing is we need to bring out the mask a little bit more here to meet where it normally is on the face. again. All right, much better. All right, not too bad. I think that's done. All right, so we got the Ultimate Bullseye here. We have the a determined smile look we created. Let's go back to that. I think this is interesting right here when you get the two colors mixing with over top of each other. I like that. Boom, turn that off. Then we'll go here, and there you go. So we made this new expression here. And then I'm going to work on the sniping tongue out one as well. So I have 5 different variations for us to pick from. And the other thing I want to do is later on, if I want to revisit this one, I can remake the mask. And instead of a Bullseye mask, we'll make a Hawkeye mask. So that way you can have a Dark Avengers style Hawkeye. That's a better version. Because we don't have a good sculpt right now because we still have the old version of the Hawkeye for Dark Hawkeye. And hopefully we can get better one. That's the new Hawkeye on the Sky Cycle, the Avengers Beyond. That was a good figure, and an nice updated version of a Dark Hawkeye like that. Fantastic. I think we can make it hit out of the park with that one. I think that one and Ares needs the most update now that we have Duncan and Miss Marvel, Moonstone. So yeah, that's the only one. I just want an updated Dark Avengers Hawkeye for sure, because it's an outdated body. It was a very clunky big one, and I think they could do a very Bullseye-esque look. And if they can't, I will pick up the slack. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for today. Expect these to be dropping on Friday on uncannysculpt.com. Make sure let me bring myself up here. Banners, boom. Go to uncannysculpts.com. Pick up the sculpts. Pick up painted Kazar pieces, including the necklace and the arm wraps that go together. The new dagger, have some painted ones up for that. Lots of good stuff. Craven, if you want a better version of Craven in your display, I have some of those. If you just go over a couple things, Mystique is in there. I even have this really badass armored Punisher, based off like that Mezco mask. Even has a battle damage version of it as well. So you can see the Punisher underneath of it, because I had already made Punisher sculpts. So there's Punisher ones as well. I even have Sandman, the Sandman ones, which I got painted. These ones are painted up. So if you have the No Way Home Sandman figure, there's an all stand version of him, and a couple. I think I did 3 different variations of expressions. So if you ever played Amazing Spider-Man 2, you can get those, make him look like the goons from that. Yeah, all these are available right now on uncannysculpts.com. Go check those out, guys. I very much appreciate it. Also, go to uncannysculptsmerch.com to pick up some t-shirts that I've created that I've had commissioned of art from other people, from doing original content, original characters like Ramona Ryder I've created, and I do need to make some more Marvel versions. I had some of my original characters I had up there. I even made a one for a mousepad. Mousepad's very nice. I do like it. I'm using it right now. So yeah, make sure you guys are going to check those out. I appreciate that very much. That's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you guys next week. We're going to be doing, I'll announce which one I'm doing, but it's going to be the Muse or Blind Spot. One of the two. And that should be a 1 week situation. The following week, we're going to do the other. And then now that we figured it out, after that, we're going to work on Hulk. And on top of that, on Friday's release of Bullseye, I'll be working on that Archangel as well. So I'm going to try to get that one done and ready to go. Angel's in the back of my display, and I have to take him out to scan it for that porthole. It's gonna be a pain in the butt, but I'll do it. Make sure he gets it out so we can get it out before the end of the week. I'll even, since it's pretty simple, and I have the daggers that I can that I painted up in that silver. I'll paint them in the same silver, and I'll sell them painted as well. So make sure that way. I feel like people buy things that are more painted anyways, so I want to try to offer it where I can. And then this is simple. I just paint it with silver. Maybe do it a wash if I need to. We'll see. Yeah, those will be the collapsed wings will be available soon on Friday. So be looking out for that as well. But that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys for hanging out here. Thank you guys for being in the chats. Triple Toys, Gaijin, Hot Cheeto Fingers, and Ender Shadow. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. And for anybody lurking, I appreciate it as well. I wish I would knew you who it was that was in here, but it's okay. I appreciate you all. All right, guys, that's it. Love you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.